In this video, we're going to be talking about the Mage Guild and exactly why I think that you need to join this faction regardless of the type of playthrough you're playing as, because essentially at the end of the day, you can get some of the strongest ways to boost up your character, that being able to enchant any item and being able to make any spell. Now, with that in mind, joining the Mage Guild is actually one of the hardest guilds to join because you have to do quite a lot. There's quite a few extra quests you're going to have to do before you can have access to the Arcane University, and it's here that we get our special gizmos and gazmos. Now, I should say that there is actually a house that technically you can acquire and get those gizmos gazmos right at the beginning of your game. However, if you've never played Oblivion Remaster before, or if you've never played Oblivion before, I should say that doing these missions this way and sticking through the Mage Guild, its quests and how to kind of now acquire everything, because at the end of the day you're going to be needing to level up those skills before you're actually going to be able to make use out of those unique things that we get to be able to do, then I would recommend going down the Mage Guild route. It is a bit of a work, and it does take a little bit of a minute, but I do actually think that some of these quests that we actually get through the Mage Guild is actually very, very funny. Now, what I mean by quests and why it's so difficult to actually get into the Arcane University is because you actually need letters of recommendation from the various wizard classes around the map. Now, every single major city essentially has its very own special mage guild, so that you can pop in there, introduce yourselves. It's actually how you become part of the mage guild, literally by going into any single one of them and finding the house marked with the mage guild and just asking to join. But once you do ask to join, you will be asked, you have to get letters of recommendation. Every single recommendation letter you ask for will give you a small quest. Some of these are large, some of these are very small and very easy. You do get some pretty decent rewards for doing it along the way as well, so highly worth sticking it out. Now let's talk a little bit about the various different mage schools that we're going to have around the map. Now, if we start off at Anvil, there is where you're going to be able to purchase all of your restoration magic. This is going to be both early game magic and late game magic. If you're playing as a kind of like a paladin character, then it's going to be really, really good. But restoration is going to be very good for kind of, leveling up anyway, because you're always going to need that extra health boost. Moving on to Skinrad, here we're going to be able to get access to all of our destruction magic. So if you're going as that wizard sorcerer class, that's going to be where you get all your damage dealing magic from. Moving over to Bravil, that's going to be where you're going to be getting your illusion magic from. If we move east of the main city, this is going to be where we're going to be getting our alteration magic from. Coral has all of our conjuration, and there are some really strong summons within Oblivion, so I'd highly recommend seeking them out. Now, Brummer has no real specialization, but they still have a letter of recommendation, so you're still going to be having to look through that as well. Now, like I said, visiting all these different locations, getting the letters of recommendation, it really can take some time, but it's absolutely well worth doing so. There's some amazingly strong magics within Oblivion, and your character, regardless of the class that you're trying to play as, can seriously benefit just from joining that Mage Guild, because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to make your very own spells, some of them being incredibly strong. And on top of that, you get to enchant your own things as well. So if you haven't found the perfect armor set, you're going to be able to build your very own perfect armor set. And if you ask me, that is pretty awesome. But that isn't all. I did say we also get access to a house. Now, this is kind of separate from the Mages Guild because it was included in one of the player home DLCs that kind of came in with this remastered. I do think it's well worth kind of showing you that house anyway, because regardless of whether you do it before or after joining the Mages Guild, it is one of the best houses in the game. And I'm going to show you exactly why I believe that. Now, I'm actually in the house right now. Now, this house is located just right of Brummer. Now, it is a bit of a climb. If you don't find the path, you do feel a little bit like a mountain goat trying to get up there. But all you have to do in order to own this building is pick an average lock. Yes, that's right, you heard me. An average lock. That's all you have to do to own this building. Now, here it is on the map in my location just here. As you can see, I'm just right of Brummer. It is a bit of a climb, but this is one of like the main rooms, and this is where you're going to be able to make spells and, of course, all importantly, enchant your own objects and check it out, make your own follower. Now, if you look right here, we have made our very own follower using free fire salts. Now, it is a little bit difficult to get hold of those, but this is one of the coolest followers in the game. Now, they can follow you, you can dismiss them, and you can ask them to wait. That's kind of it when it comes to interactive, but they are very good when it comes to combat, and they are permanent. So until they die, they will be with you, and when they do die, you can just go ahead and make another one. And if you're wondering whether it affects your conjuration, whether you can still conjure while having one of them as a follower, absolutely, because it's not a spell. They are a fully fledged follower. And they'll go anywhere that you go as long as you ask them to come with you. Now, once you've gone ahead and broken into this home, essentially, and confiscating it off whoever's hands it previously belonged in, if you head to the Mystic Emporium, you're actually able to upgrade this rather cool house. Now, the total upgrades do vary depending on your own skill levels and such. It is quite costly, but we are looking north of 4,000 gold in order to get all of the upgrades that you need. Now, that isn't just the case, because you are also going to have to buy the candles. The candles are really important. They are very costly as well. You can get exactly 2 of these candles. As you can see, we're going to buy the alchemy lab, the bedroom, the library, and the vault area. The vault area is really cool because it's essentially just loads of chests that you're going to be able to fill with all of your goodies. Now, after you've bought them, go back into her and talk to her again, and you'll be able to buy 2 candles. They are quest items, you're not going to be able to sell them, and they're worth 2,000 gold each. They're quite expensive, but absolutely worth doing it, because it's those candles that allow you to enchant your items and, of course, make spells as well. Another cool touch I quite liked about this house is that if you go to the very top, this will be just by the living quarters that you have, you're actually able to have private teleportation to each of the guild halls in the various cities of the map. And now, of course, you are going to have to visit every single one of them to get those letters of recommendation anyway. So in a way, it just helps you teleport that much faster. And as you saw, we do have our very own private garden. Now, the room that we're standing in right now, once upgraded, will be our bedroom. We will have a bed, we will have a chest, and that's kind of it in that room, really. It does look a little bit fancy, but as you can see out here, we do have our private teleportations, and I just think that's a little cool touch that they've added here. There we have it, guys. That is a quick rundown of the Mages Guild and why I think it is highly worth your time doing it, and of course the coolest magic player home in the game, and exactly why you should be getting that as well. But until next time, I've been the monk who's been inquisitive curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
Golly, you're the best. I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on. Let's go.